Yay!
Look at you. Woohoo! Okay, so welcome to the last 10 days and the most powerful 10 days of the month because you guys, we are women. We just naturally put everything off till the end and I'm not putting anybody down, but how let me rephrase this. We work at a higher level at the last 10 days. And I'm talking to Susie Moeller. I'm not talking to anyone else. So this is going to be such an exciting next 10 days. And I got my calendar out because I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, starting tomorrow. So today's an 11th day. And so the announcements that we have are yay, we are in the third trimester of this month where the action comes. So we are still in the fourth quarter star. And I'm really encouraging all of us to get on target for our star now so we feel like we have that win. And so I know Allison's going to do training on recruiting when we start our recruiting, and I'm going to do some recognition. But I just want to throw some thoughts out there. What could you do in the next 10 days? If you were in your full confidence, in your full consistency, in your full action, if you believed in yourself, what could the next 10 days look like? Because my gosh, I mean, miracles happen in 10 days in Mary Kay. Literally, miracles happen. And I had it has been strongly placed on my heart that we are really ready for more, all of us. So just get ready. It's going to be exciting. So let's do some recognition. And then if we have a little extra time for training, we can do it, or we can talk about some booking or selling ideas. Um, but the recognition is exciting. So number three from the Allison Carter unit, and I didn't write down her number. I think she had 700 and some, was Elaine Kozelski. Did I say the name right? Oh, and I don't have my pom-pom. I'm going to use some tissues. Woo! Woo, Elaine! So Elaine had reorders and a wholesale order. And what I love about the reorders is when we work this business, it pays forever. It pays off. When you take care of your customers, they take care of you. So I don't see Elaine on here. Do you see her, Allison?
I don't see her, no. Sometimes evenings are kind of challenging. But I will tell you that Elaine has been in my unit for many years. She's one of my most consistent consultants, if not the most consistent consultant, rain or storm. I mean, I think her son just had back surgery, and I mean, there's just been a whole lot of things going on. And she always seems to find a way. And I always contribute that to what you just said, Susie, about working super consistently when you can, because there's going to be hiccups in the road when you can't work. And then you still get those reorders coming in from the time that you were working. And so we love that. So congratulations, Elaine,
Yeah.
on being
Yay.
our
And
third.
she clearly must see the value of inventory because she placed a wholesale order, and that's another great way to keep those customers loyal. They know that you have it when they need it. So yay. Okay, number two from the Susie Moeller unit with 1,648 points, we have Teresa Shepard. Woohoo! Gotta get woohoo! I'm such a weirdo with my pom-poms. So Teresa had one party, one very large party. I'm going to let her tell you about it, and $1,098 in sales this week. This, I am just going to say, this is from a lady who wasn't sure if she was going to be able to be active. And look at her now, selling $1,000 in a week. I am so proud of her. So, Teresa, tell us a little bit about your party and tell us maybe what you learned. Like, from someone who wasn't going to have parties, and then you had a party of 1,000 people. Like, give some thought to us.
1,000 people?
Well,
Yeah, it was there were 20 people, 16 adults. Everybody tried product. Um it wa- it's great to have that large of a party, but you don't get as much personal um time with them. But that also makes a great reason to follow up. Hey, I didn't get a chance to talk to you a lot at the party. Excuse me. So it's another reason for me to follow up with them. It's great to have those large parties, but it is kind of hard to keep it personal. They're much of great ladies. Susie was a great help. Um, I think it'll help me to get bookings from bookings, which I'm still not very good at. So I think, I have a lot of people to work with to attempt that, to get that from that party.
That's right. That's right. And that's how consistency comes. So I just want to throw out here, I was not much help because I was an hour and 15 minutes late because the interstate was shut down. So she was handling that big party, and she had a 4-year-old all the way up to two 93-year-olds. That's a lot of people. And she's very personable. And I think we talked about how she can follow up now in order to get future bookings. And you guys, if anybody ever struggles with, what do I say? Like, hey, now, do you want to book a party? You just were at one. No, we came up with an idea where she can ask, hey, can you give me some feedback on my party? I have 4 quick questions. And that way it's personal and it builds the conversation. And the last one can be, what didn't you try that you want to get to try when we get together again? And I think Teresa hit the nail on the head. When we make people feel special, she helped so many of them. They all love the CC cream. When we make them feel special, they're more comfortable doing the next booking. So, yay, number 2. Woohoo! And our number 1, our queen for the night with 1,980 points, Lori Parks. Woohoo! So she had a double facial, a new team member, sales, a wholesale order. She did the whole dang thing. So Lori, tell us, what was your favorite part of your week and what is one way that you want to grow from that?
My favorite part was signing up a new team member. I did have 4 facials and I got a couple bookings, but I didn't really sell that much product, 300 and some dollars, but having the new team member really helped. And then I did have a wholesale order.
So I always hear you. I feel like you are so hard on yourself. And I get that. We all are, because whenever your sales aren't $1,000, you haven't sold enough. But we are just here to tell you, you are rocking it. You're rocking it. And signing up a new team member and getting future bookings, that's full circle. That is constantly being in business. And Lori, we're just excited for you. So what's one thing that you learned this week that you could pass on to us? Or a tip?
Gosh, I don't know. Just keep booking from your appointments because that's what's going to keep you going. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think bookings from bookings is the best skill we can learn because then we never feel that fear of an empty date book.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I do have pretty good luck with lead boxes too. So that's
Yeah. Have you been, I know we talked about that last week, so that's still going well?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And I'm going to get some more. I got to get some more made up because I want to put more out there into some different towns around me.
Yeah. I
So,
love that.
yeah.
I love that. So we have 4 minutes until Allison starts, or she can start early. I do have a thought, but Allison, what do you think? Do you want to just get started, or you want me to throw out my thought? As I'm wiping my nose on my pom-pom.
You did. Okay, throw out your thought.
Okay, here's my thought. So I kind of started with it at the beginning before everybody was on. So we're all on here. If you're watching the recording, in your next 10 days, first of all, what do you want and who do you want to be? So let me flip it. And we don't have to go through all this again, but just in your own head or type it in the chat. If your next 10 days, what is a verb? A person, place, or thing, a verb that will represent you in the next 10 days. Mine is action. I want action. Teresa's is consistency. Michelle's is courage or boldness. Lori's is confidence. And so maybe these aren't verbs, maybe they're adjective. It doesn't matter. Let me say this. What's one word? Lisa's is hopeful because when we know who we want to be, when we have that picture of who we want to be, we will move in that direction. So anybody else want to say their word? What's one word that you're going to stick to for the next 10 days to get what you want? Type it in the chat. And then my second part of this is this. What do you want in the next 10 days? And you don't necessarily have to put it in the chat, but I think what holds us back, for me, what holds me back, I love intentional, Allison, is not having clarity. A confused mind does nothing. And my mentor would tell me time and time again, Susie, your goal needs to be 2 inches wide and 10 miles deep, not 10 miles wide and 2 inches deep. Because I was always like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then I'm like that squirrel that just keeps running back and forth. So it's just a little prompt for you. What is your word? Fun and radiate. I love it. Run and radiate. Oh, that's even better. But write down your word that you want to be in the next 10 days. Put it somewhere you're going to see it every day to remind yourself, oh yeah, this is what I'm encompassing. This is what I'm encapsulating. This is what I'm going to look like in the next 10 days. That's how those miracles happen when we get into action. And then write down what you want. Like if you knew you could not fail, okay? Don't start putting you the limits on yourself or God. If you knew you could not fail, what would you want in the next 10 days? So Teresa said consistency was her word. She could have 3 more parties in the next 10 days or 3 more selling appointments, even if they're one-on-one faces. Um, Let's see. Michelle said courage. So what would that look like? I mean, if Michelle, if you had courage, what would that look like? I just want us to, when we get off this call, especially with Allison's great training, we can hit the ground running with peace because we know where we're going. Red jacket for Betsy. Woohoo! Absolutely. Was somebody going to say something? I love all these red jackets. Woohoo! Okay, so Allison, that is what I have. Unless you want to add on to that, we're going to let you start with the training.
All right. Well, I love that because I think that all of those power words are so important when you're going into anything with a deadline, and you have a goal and all the things. And so I wrote that down and I'm excited to stay intentional the rest of this next couple of 10 days, right? It's been a busy month. So all right, so we're going to talk about team building today, and I'm going to make it so simple for you guys that it's going to be a formula that you'll be able to do. It will be so easy and it'll come natural. How excited can you get? Because let's talk about recruiting just on the surface. When we do a recruiting or sharing training, can't there be a ton of information to know, like the DISC, the Mrs. Cab, all of the things? And isn't sometimes Mary Kay changing things up on us and we don't always know, is it 4, 6, or 8%? Oh no, 9%. Oh wait, 13% commission. I mean, it's hard to know sometimes all of the facts about the company and when did it start exactly and how long have you been doing it and like all the things. And so I want to give you a really easy formula that has worked very well for me. I think it's totally duplicatable because it's totally organic and it will help you build trust and a really great loyal customer who potentially could be a new team member, okay? And hopefully will be a new team member. But if not, there's not going to be that weird area where all of a sudden she doesn't want to talk to you anymore because you like laid it on her too hard and now she's like, she wants me to sell. And then she like starts buying her Mary Kay from somewhere else. Okay. So first, what I want you to do is I want you to think about the person that comes to mind right off the top of your head that you wish was on your team. Because I think everybody has at least one person that they've met in their journey so far that they would like to have on their team. And I want you to think about what is it about her that you really love? And I'm going to ask you guys to tell me. So just off the top of your head, it should be really easy. Like Lori, your next recruit, I know you're a recruiting machine, but what is the one thing about your person you're thinking about that you appreciate about her?
That she's very smart
Okay.
and she has goals.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna create the perfect recruit here. So Teresa, who is the person you're thinking of? What is it about her that you really like? You're muted, honey. Okay. Oh, your computer is freezing, I think. Are you there? Okay. All right. Are you there?
She is a strong go-getter.
Okay, a go-getter.
Yeah.
I'm writing these down. Okay, strong go-getter. Okay, so Michelle, what about you? What's something that's on the top of your head?
She genuinely cares about people. She cares. She isn't in it just to sell or for the money. She genuinely cares about helping people.
Okay. And all right, let's do one more. Diane, what about you?
Godly.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take those four characteristics and we're going to pretend that I'm sitting in front of someone and that's who this person is. Okay. So we're not talking so much today about how to book the appointment because I think that that's sort of under booking, but let's just pretend that she's at your party. You ask her if she wants to hear some information. She says yes. And now you have a coffee talk or a warm chat or whatever you guys call it. Okay. To sit down and talk with this girl and you start to get the cold sweats, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, I have to know all this information. What if she asked me this? What if she asked me this? And so this is the formula that I have really just found is so easy. And it's pretending that you only have 5 minutes to talk to her. Okay. Now, if you had 2 hours to talk to her, you could take up the whole 2 hours. And I've done that. Okay. But if you only had 5 minutes to talk to her, what would you say in order to convince her? And the answer to that is nothing about Mary Kay. Okay. You start talking to her about her. You start listening to her. You start affirming her because all of the Mary Kay stuff we can teach her. You want to find out, is this a person I want to room with at seminar? Okay. Now you've had a little bit of exposure to her at maybe the party, the skincare class, at your job, whatever the case is. But when I sit down with her, and let's just say her name is Barbara, I'm going to say, first of all, Barbara, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I always thank her first and say, I appreciate you. I know we don't have a ton of time, but I want to just, this is assuming you know a little bit about her. Excuse me. First, I just want to tell you that you're helping me with my training, whatever it is. I appreciate you being willing. Your name's going to get in the drawing for the big $10,000 giveaway, whatever you're doing. Your lipstick, you're going to get a lip gloss for listening, those kinds of things. You kind of set the stage with that. Then when I really get into it with her, I just affirm her. I say, listen, all jokes aside, I'm looking at my notes because I have to remember who she is. First of all, what I love about you is that you're smart and you have goals. Okay. I love that. I love that you showed up here today because it affirms to me that you are a woman of your word. I love that you're a go-getter. You go after it. You go and get all those things you've always wanted. Remember when you were talking about you were going to go do this, when then you went and did that. And I just admire that about you. I love your heart for people. I love that you care genuinely for people and that you want people to win and that you want people to do good. Like that inspires me. Those are the kind of women I want to be around. And I love that you love the Lord. It is such a passion of mine to be around good quality women. And one of the things that's really important to me is that I surround myself with godly women. I love that a lot of my Mary Kay sisters pray together. I love that we have women's Bible study. I love that there's a director Bible study for when I become a sales director, whatever it is. And so before I tell you any facts about Mary Kay, I just want you to know that those are the top 4 things I love about you and I appreciate about you. The top 2 things, the top 1 thing, whatever it is. Okay. Because here's something you're building trust and she's building trust because she knows those things are true about her. Now it may be hard for her to receive a compliment, but she knows that she has a good relationship with the Lord. She knows that she can be counted on. She knows that she's driven and that she's got good goals. She knows that she showed up today. So what you said about her being a woman of her word is true. And you know, all those things. So that's a trust building thing because, and here's something else, aside from all the facts about Mary Kay, affirming people goes much farther with people than all you spitting out all the facts. The more facts you give somebody, the more they have to think about it. She doesn't have to think about the fact that she showed up because she knows she showed up. She doesn't have to think about the fact that she has a relationship with the Lord because she knows she has a relationship with the Lord. You're making her feel good. You're warming her heart. What is it? We used to say, oh gosh, when you at Christmas time, when you like warm, anyway, I can't think of the word. So, but you're like you're piercing her heart first, okay? Because you're telling her how great she is. And you're not just saying like, I think you're great. You're giving her examples of why you think she's great. Whenever I ask my recruit or my team members that I'm helping with interviews, I say, well, tell me a little bit about her. And the consultant can start rattling off all these things. She's this, she's this, she's this. Oh my gosh, I love that she was fun at the party. I love that. Blah, 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 blah. But then when she gets to the interview, she gets all nervous because she tries to give her facts instead of just saying those 4 or 5 things and making her feel good. And then when you're done making her feel good, you say, okay, so let's talk about Mary Kay. Because after all that, of course, you know, I want you to be my business partner. I'm trying to figure out what's keeping us apart. Okay. So if we just had 5 minutes to talk about it, what would you want to know about the business? Then you zip it and you let her talk. You let her talk because let's say you love the money. Let's say you love the parties. Let's say you love all of the fun stuff and the boas and the tiaras and the girlfriends. And so you naturally want to share that, but maybe she has no interest in that. Maybe she only has interest in the products and the information. And you're over here for 20 minutes talking about stuff she really doesn't care about. It's not going to persuade her to make a decision because she's not hearing anything because you're not talking her like love language. Does that make sense? So when you say to her, well, what would you need to know in order to make a decision? What would you need to know in order to make a decision today? Okay, if you really want to be intentional. And most people go, I mean, I don't know, like, how do you get started? Okay, then you affirm her. Okay, great question. It's $35 to get your foot wet, or you can pay 90 and get the pro kit. It's the tools that get you, hands-on $500 worth of product and supplies, the over 500 that help you to develop a successful business. If you just want to get your foot wet, you can do the $35 starter kit. It gives you a couple of samples and it gives you a free website and stuff to get going. What else? Like, I'm trying to get to what a real question is. The real question probably isn't how do you get started? It's probably like, how do you build a customer base? How do you earn a car? How do you, like, I'm so busy. I just don't know how I would. You start getting into what her objections are. Okay. Now you haven't had to deal with the DISC yet. Okay. Now, I mean, if you're a pro at this, the more you do, the more you'll understand the DISC, we've talked about that in the past, the DISC, the dominating personality, the influential personality. You'll be able to talk more in her language if you know those things, but really you don't have to get going. You just need to know some little things about her. Now, let's back up. Let's pretend I don't know all these things. I met her at a party. She sat there at the party like this. And at the end of the day, she said she wants to think about doing Mary Kay. And you're like, oh my gosh, I thought this lady hated me. What do? You don't know much about her. So what do you say? You say, well, first of all, I want to thank you for being interested in the business because I think everybody should try. And I'm excited. I'm excited to share. And I want to be able to tell you everything that you want to know about it. And so let me first start by saying, I appreciate you. And I love that you're interested. I love, like, it takes courage to ask and to step out and say, hey, I might be interested in this. So I love that about you. But I would love for you to tell me a little bit about you. So tell me some things. I don't say, tell me about your car, tell me about your family. I let her tell me because I'm a pro. it triggers the DISC for me so that I understand a little bit more. Like, is she going to tell me her resume? Is she going to tell me about her family? Is she going to say, well, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I mean, how it gives me a little bit of an idea of who she is if I don't know a whole lot. And so I listen intently, let her talk. And then I affirm some of those things. Oh, I love that you have kids. Oh my goodness, I have 3 kiddos. Well, they're adults now, but I loved being a mom. And I love that you have a doggy. I have my son's 2 dogs. I'm a dog, Mimi. You try to find a common thread with who you're talking to because you're building trust. You're not a computer just kicking out the facts about Mary Kay. She can go home and Google Mary Kay, and she can find out all about the company and all about Roger Rabbit. You can find, I'm thinking Disney for some reason. She can go on there and find out all the facts about Mary Kay that she wants, all the good and the bad and the ugly and in between. Okay. I don't encourage her to do that. I'm building relationships. I'm building trust. I'm affirming. Okay. So let's say I really don't know her. I'm going to use Babs as an example. I would just say, I love that color. I love your necklace. I love that. What is that? Is that your best friend in the background? Oh my gosh, I love that. So cute. Whatever it is that you genuinely, organically notice about her. Okay. For me, it might be something different. I might pick up on something different than you would. But, everybody deserves to be affirmed. And let me tell you, we get so spoiled in Mary Kay. Outside of Mary Kay, people do not get affirmed. They are I want you just to imagine being thirsty. And at work, they give them like a drop of water and that's it. And Mary Kay, we like shower you with things, and you can reach out to your director and she's going to love you and she's going to sandwich you and she's going to talk to you and she's going to affirm you and she's going to make you feel empowered and feel good. Think about the last time you had a really good conversation with your sales director. Didn't you leave that appointment like, yes, I can do this, right? Because she's helped you. She's supported you. That's what you want to do when you're trying to build your team. You're the leader. You're going to eventually be leading these women. And you may be just building some momentum, but at some point you're going to take the reins and you're going to start driving the bus. And you're going to have those women in your back pocket because you had the courage. The thing is this, you guys, it takes courage to affirm people. When you are walking in a grocery store and the lady in the deli says, oh, I love your haircut. I go, thank you. Thank you for saying that. That takes courage to affirm people. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I should give you my business card. Oh my gosh, let me give you my business card. Because it takes courage to affirm people. And we forget that, or we find it really hard to do for some reason. And this is a platform that I wish everybody would get really good at, because when you start affirming people, people start listening. They lean in a little bit more when I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that you worked over here. I love that you work with children. I love that you do this. That gets me excited. I love that you're a godly woman. These are things that are easy for her to do because she's already doing them. She's probably more willing to take on something like Mary Kay because she knows she likes you. She doesn't know what it is about you. Well, but you're affirming her. You're loving on her. You're making her feel good. And then you've got 5 minutes to talk to her about the business, and you let her dictate what you talk about. What would you like to know? What would help you make a decision today? What would help you make a decision? What's getting in the way of you and I being together? I'm trying to get it out of the way. Well, I don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, here's the other thing, you guys. This is the other thing. This is the key. She's going to give you like 5 major objections, and we're not going over objections today, but whatever her objection is, and there is an objection coming, okay? Whatever her initial objection is, I want you to lean into it and not be like, oh, she's busy. I knew it. I knew she was so busy. Whenever she says she's busy, I go, okay, great. I appreciate that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your time. Like, tell me about your time. When are you busy? Because you have 15 minutes right now to talk to me. And so I know you can find time. You had an hour and 45 minutes at the party. And so I know, but that was really scheduled. That's not a problem. If you like to schedule things, we can schedule your books out. You can schedule ahead with your Mary Kay. So let's talk about your time. Well, I've got PTO. I've got this. I volunteer here and I do this. What are you thinking about when she's saying all those things? What comes to mind when she's rattling off all the things that she's doing? My kids have sports. My kids have sports. I'm in the PTA. I don't get home until 6 o'clock at night. And then I got to cook dinner. What are you hearing when she's telling you all those things?
Aces.
Bingo. Elizabeth and I just had this conversation. Which makes Elizabeth a pro, because she's prepared. She's prepared for the I don't have time. Well, tell me about your time. She starts rattling off all the things that she's doing. All those places there are people. Just about all those places there are people. So you have an opportunity. People aren't thinking about working their business while they're at softball. They're thinking about they need another 8 hours to do Mary Kay. And you just need time. You're with people already at Little League. You're with people already at the PTO. You're with people already at church. So boom, you've cleared that one. What else? What else is getting in the way? Because we're gonna master your time. It's not gonna be a problem because you're already around a ton of people, and that excites me. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. And if I can't give you the skills, my director can. So what else? What would it? Well, see, they don't know. They don't really know what else because they thought that most people take the first objection and then it's like, why can't you come? Okay, you can't come because of that. Oh, okay, well, we'll see you next time. No, well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And then I get into why she can't come. And then I overcome the objection. And now she doesn't have another objection because she didn't think that far ahead because she's only thinking the one, like, I'm allergic to Mary Kay. Oh my goodness. When's the last time you tried it? It's been a long time. Well, how long? Because of products, we've introduced a lot of new products. And well, you know what ingredient you're sensitive to? Like, they're not expecting you to dive into that. They're not expecting that. Most people are not. Well, and I'm saying, well, you can always do on the back of your hand or on your neck. I can understand not wanting to put it on your face. You want to try on the back of your hand. You know how many times I've offered the back of the hand, and then 10 minutes later, the lady is like, they must have changed everything about Mary Kay, and then she loves it and she goes home with like the miracle set, right? So I want to encourage you to affirm her as many times as you can with as much I'd rather you spend 15 minutes affirming her and 5 minutes talking about Mary Kay. Because the 5 minutes that you talk about Mary Kay, you ask her, what does she want to know? And you're going to tell her exactly what she needs to know. Now, if you're not sure about the 5 most common things about Mary Kay, just think of like Mrs. Cab or something like the money, the recognition, the car program, the things that most people ask about, and then have those in your back pocket. But get really good at saying, I love that shirt. I love that hat. I love that you do this. I love that this happened. I love that we're together right now. I love that your son's in the Marine Corps. My husband was in the Marine Corps. Like finding that common thread and affirming. When you get really good at affirming people, your business will take off because people are going to want to be around you. And this is the last thing I'm going to say before we do. Really, I don't know if we want to do breakout rooms. Susie, you want to stay in here all together? Because I'd love to pick Lori's brain a little bit about some things that I think would benefit everybody. Have you ever been in a group of people and you look around and that one employee at your job that drives you mad is there and you're like, I don't have it today to deal with her. Okay. And then, or when you go into a room and you see that one person that you just spent an hour and a half lunch with, and you talk to her about everything and you're like, oh my gosh. And you go racing over there because you love being with her, right? You avoid the other person because she made it weird and you love this other person. And chances are the reason why you love the other person is because she feels a need for you. She listened to you, or you learned a lot about her and you guys really bonded and you want to go spend more time with her. That's what happens in your Mary Kay business when you get really good at affirming people. Number one, you noticed, and that says something to people. And then number two, you were confident enough to tell them. And then they like you. They don't know why, but they do. And then when you introduce something like a Mary Kay opportunity, they're like, I mean, I guess I've never thought about it, but I'm going to try. And it's mostly, in my opinion, because she likes you, right? So does anybody have any questions about that? Anything that maybe you're running into, you've got somebody here's the thing. If you've done interviews with people the wrong way, and I mean by just spewing off information and just giving them a ton to think about, maybe loop back around and be like, Lisa, you know what? I know I've already shared this with you, but I really want to try sharing again because I want to tell you something really important I missed. And it's that I like you. I think you're great. I love being in your space. And that's the most important part of the Mary Kay business and the Mary Kay opportunity. And I just feel like I owe you an apology because I didn't tell you enough great things about you. And all the Mary Kay stuff I can teach you. I know you don't know how to sell. I know you don't know anything about how much stuff costs. I know you don't know anything about a Zoom or da da da, da all that stuff. If you want to learn about that, we can teach you. What you can't teach are the people skills that you have. You can't teach the way you make people feel good and the way you make me feel when I'm around you and the way you pray. I love the way you pray with people, the words. I just want to be in your space and I'd love for that to transfer over into the Mary Kay world. So would you be willing to give me another shot and listen? I mean, that's just, you loop back around and try to get her and talk to her because when she'll listen differently when you're loving on her for sure. So all right. So you guys, your goal this week is to affirm, 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 and go after that person you thought of and set that up. It doesn't take booking it could be a phone call. Now you want it to be one-on-one if you can, but it doesn't need to be 10 days out. Say, what are you doing tomorrow? Can we do a Zoom call? Can we do a quick video call? Can I do a messenger call or can I just do a phone call? I'd love to sit down with Michelle and go over her business, but she's in Michigan. You know what I mean? So we have to make the best of it, over the phone. So, okay. Anybody have any questions about that? Yeah, Susie.
I just want to say, this is so amazing. And the one thing I want to add is that it's not fake. Like when I started Mary Kay, I'm like, I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to say my day is great if I'm not having a great day. This is not fake. You're not just making up things about her. Allison said a million times what you love about her. And so what I have found is when we are sharing that back to them, that's giving them courage. Because even if they're like this, I'm not doing Mary Kay with their arms, they're in the back of their mind, they're thinking, and they're thinking,
Right.
oh, I can't talk like Teresa does. Oh, I'm not as pretty as Michelle. Like they're thinking about their fears. And when we are affirming them with their strengths, that is reminding them that we do think they would be great. And I just think it's beautiful. I just absolutely love it. And so many things. I thought this was so great. The last thing that I think it does is it brings out our passion. Because sometimes when I'm sharing with someone and I'm trying not to be pushy, I'm like, well, it's only, but when I'm talking, Allison, I love working with you because you're always so excited. Like, look, my passion already came out. So I think this is so fantastic. It is not fake. You're building up her courage and it brings out our passion. So yay. I love this. I love the challenge too. I know who I'm going to share with.
So I love that. And what she's saying reminded me to say this is that all of you are already good at that. Like you all pick up on things because all of you were just able to tell me stuff that you picked up on about somebody. So you don't have to go, well, Susie's a sales director and she's got the bees and she's got the blah, blah, and the bling and the diamonds and all the, it doesn't matter. People don't know I have a car in Mary Kay when I'm walking around Target. I mean, they don't know who I am. I'm the same. I don't introduce myself as a sales director with Mary Kay. I tell people I'm a beauty consultant with Mary Kay. That's what I'm most always said, unless I really need to flex on somebody if I feel like I need to. But it's like you already have those skills. So it's not that you have to go, well, I'm going to wait until I have just the right outfit or the perfect haircut, or you've already picked up on things about people that you like. And so it's telling them that, it's giving that back to them. And then they lean in a little bit more. And then you're like, come here. I have more. I can tell you more about you, and I just love it because it's what you saw about her. It's not you trying to be me. You know what I mean? I'm going to pick up on things. A lot of times I'll say, what do you notice about that? What are you noticing about her? And right away, somebody might say, oh, I love that pink shirt she's wearing. And I'm over here looking at her like, she's got a designer bag and she's got a nice diamond ring. So she's married and she's got, like there's things I pick up on that I see differently than you might see. You know what I mean? So I love this idea because it's you being authentic to her. So anyway, okay. So we can move into 300. I was going to keep the great start, but I think everybody here is, I think we should just all stay together because I would love for this group to come back next week with a new team member. And once it clicks, you guys, and you're like, we didn't even talk about Mary Kay. She at the last minute, she's like, okay, well, what is it? I'm just going to go ahead and sign up and you can tell me all the other things I need to know tomorrow. And you're like, okay, yeah, let's do that. Because they don't need to know, they can learn all that. But what is it? Does anybody have anything they want to add or any questions that they want to ask?
Great reminders.
Oh, good. Yeah. I think sometimes we can get derailed because we're like, oh, the DISC. Okay, so I have to figure out what kind of personality she is before I can ever share the opportunity with her. So we've got DISC, and then you spent all this time trying to figure out, who these people are. And you can do that. Those are good, helpful tools in your briefcase. But really, what did you notice about her? What do you like about her? What was she saying at the party? Was she saying how maybe she needed extra money? Her husband just got laid off. And so you can say, hey, I can appreciate that. I'm in a situation where I might be able to help you with that. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about you and learn what's important to you and what you like doing and, see if it fits. Yeah.
I loved how you said also we can start telling them things that they really don't want to know. I think so often we get sharing, oh, here's what it takes to be active. And you could get it from your sister and she might be thinking, how do I win a car? How do I quit my job?
Right.
Or vice versa. So you saying, tell me what you'd want to know is so great. It's so great.
Yeah.
I want you to think about when somebody's telling you a story and you completely zone out and you're just sitting there and you're like, yeah, because you have zero interest in what you're hearing about. It happens daily, probably to some of us. Somebody's telling you something, you're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? You don't want that to be the case. So it's, what do you need to know in order for us to be together?
I almost got recruited at
Uh-oh. Say it again.
Teresa, were you talking?
Oh, I was just going to say, I almost got recruited at the event that I had Saturday. And it was a compliment, in a sense that they thought enough of you to want you to join them, that you had the ability.
Yep. So you saw it from the other side of what Allison's talking about. And you took it as a compliment. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I want you guys to know that one of the weapons in your starter kit is affirming people and making people feel important. We hear it all the time. It was when Mary Kay said, make people feel important. That has such power. And we get caught up in skincare class presentation and social media posts and like all the things that we don't slow down enough to affirm our customers. When you have a customer that buys something, do you send her a personalized note inside that says, thank you so much, Christy, for your order. I appreciate you. It's my privilege keeping you cute this summer. Love, Allison. I write every single receipt. I write a note, a little love note. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a thank you for that. Just to help people. I just appreciate you. I think it's important that you tell people. These are people that are spending their money with you. These are people that are going to potentially, Elaine is the runner-up to the runner-up, and she hasn't been in Mary Kay for as long because I've been mean to her. You know what I'm saying? Like and Diane's been with me for a long time. Babs has been with me for a long time. You know, they know how I am, but you don't stick around somewhere where you don't feel good, you know, for long periods of time. And so I think it's just important that you start really focusing on the simple part of the business, and that is to love on people, make them feel good, and then say, oh yeah, by the way, it's $35 to get started. Let's do it. I think
What
it'd
if
be great.
what if we did a challenge? If we all took it, even the directors,
Yeah.
I mean, at least one person to do a SharePoint minute, coffee chat, whatever, with the in this way. And when we come back next week, it's not as much about our results of did they sign up or not, but let's share our observation of how we felt and what we, you know, how we interpret they felt. I
That'd be
think
good.
that could be so good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do
I
too.
love that idea. And you guys, even the girl that's really intimidating to you, that you're like, oh God, she's got her act together. She's so sharp. You know, you just affirm that. You might say, Susie, I want to ask you if you'd be willing to listen to some information. First of all, I just want to tell you, I think you are so sharp. Every time I see you, I'm just like, whoa, this lady has got it together. And so I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to even talk to you about it because it intimidates me a little bit. But the truth is, I want to spend some time with you. I'd love to pick your brain. I'd love to buy you a coffee and just have some like girlfriend time. And it doesn't have to be long, but I'd love to just spend some time with you. And then she says yes. And then you say, listen, my interview with Susie would be like, I am most impressed with you. I see you driving around that pink Cadillac, girl. I want to know what you're doing. Like, I just am like, what is she doing with her every time I see you happy and all the things. And so, your family, I love your family. Oh my gosh, at church, I love your energy. I just love the space that you bring when you're in the room. And it's when I think about building my dream team of people, I see you there. And so I would love to know what you would need to know in order to make a decision about becoming a Mary Kay consultant. So what does that look like? Like, what have you given it any thought? I mean, you know, and have those conversations with tough people, but you're loving her. And listen, when I started Mary Kay, I was the same way. I was like, I started my skincare class. I literally said in my skincare classes, you either are going to like me or you're not. I mean, you guys, I went in with like an iron fist. Like, look, I'm going to share the Mary Kay business. I'm going to share the products with you. You're going to want some or you don't. Like, you know, so, so wrong. It's just so wrong in so many ways. I still sold stuff, but people are probably scared. Like, if I don't buy something, is this lady going to like hurt me? Um, and so, you know, you can do it wrong and still have good results. But, you know, I probably could be very intimidating to some people. But
Yeah.
if at that meeting you start telling me how cute my haircut is and you love my glasses and, you know, I'm so tan and like, where'd you get your earrings? I'm going to be like, girl, we should be hanging out together. What is happening? I'm going to want to be with you. You know what I mean? Psychologically. And so I just think it's a great tool to use. And Mary Kay knew it. And she shared that with make people feel important, you know? So anyway, that's my gift to you. We're going to be challenged today. And so, Lori, did you want to share something?
I just want to say thank you for this tonight because this has been amazing. I feel like I'm going to do a whole different approach. Yeah.
Good. Well, your approach is working.
I know, but I think it could be a lot of improvement. And I
Yeah.
think this is a great thing to do, and not to mention, you know, go right into the facts about Mary Kay and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like you say this spiel to these people, you know what I mean? And this is so much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now here's the thing that's important that you bring that up because there are going to be some personality types that really want to see it in writing and they need the material and you'll have it. And you say, they're like, well, I wish there was something that had, and you're like, you mean like this? And then you can give it to her, you know, but that's after you have made her feel good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what do you need? Well, I would love to have something I can take home and read. And then you're like, okay, what else? What else is keeping us apart? How can I answer all your questions? Because I'm trying to get to all the reasons why you think you can't do it, because I think they're all reasons why you should. And then
Very
you
good.
just have to listen and answer her questions quickly. Like, oh, that's no big deal. Oh, we've got your schedule. We will figure all your schedule, all your people. It's all, everybody there has faces. Everybody's busy. Oprah has the same 24 hours you do, but she's got like 80 avenues of income.
Yeah.
You know, so certainly we can figure out how to navigate PTA and church. You know what I mean? Oh gosh. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to share? What I wanted to pick Lori's brain about really quick was because today was in discussion was booking from bookings because I think Teresa said I want to book from bookings more. And so Lori, how are you booking from bookings at your appointments?
I always ask them I tell them, we have other products, mask and stuff like that. So I kind of call it a Hydra session. And 95% of my people will come back for that.
So when you talk about it, but then how are you actually getting me to book the appointment? Like, are you having a conversation with me?
Yeah, I would like to do a follow-up appointment with you and do a Hydra session because we have so many other good products that you could try. And normally I have no problem getting them to rebook another appointment.
Okay. So I think sometimes where the breakdown is we wait for them to go, I want a Hydra session appointment. And
No.
instead you're saying,
I'm
you're
saying,
saying,
and I'm asking them, yes.
okay, like let's not forget about the second appointment, which allows me to follow up with you, but also lets you try other things. And so Teresa, when would you like to schedule that?
Right. And usually if they leave, if their face is really good, they're going to come back for that second appointment to try some more products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So does anybody else want to add anything or share anything?
Lori, I have a question. What products do you use during the hydrate session?
Which product? I use the hydrogel eye patches. I use if I didn't use the charcoal mask in their or the peel in their first facial, because sometimes I just do microdermabrasion, then I have them come back for that or the charcoal mask, and then the new hydrating cream mask, the hydrogel eye patches, and sometimes I'll introduce those clinical solutions like the HA ceramide hydrator.
And do you do them all at one, or you just do like a couple?
I do the first appointment, I'll do, say, the repair set, and I'll use the microdermabrasion. Then when they come back, I'll use the other things that I just mentioned.
Okay.
For the second appointment. Yeah. And then
you want to do skincare first, like the basics. And then you've got that carrot to dangle to get them to come to the next appointment to be shared with friends. That's how Rena Tarbert used to say it.
Yeah. And then
shared with friends. I'm not taking a night out of my week to be with you if you're not bringing your friends. I mean, I remember Rena Tarbert. I was like, wow, Rena is like, okay, like give you the authority to say, no, you book all those single facials together when they don't want to bring friends. If you want to bring friends, you get a personalized appointment. If you don't want to bring friends, you come here on a Wednesday night, and I've got 5 or 6 other people coming in on a Wednesday night. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Okay, great. I love that, Lori. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
And good points, Allison.
Thanks, Diane. They're all points you've heard before, right? You're like, ding,
yes.
ding, ding in my ear. Oh my gosh. The truth is, you guys, when you make your parties like fun for you, the way your system is fun. So if that's information with the party, like the products, or if it's just you like to have a good time, when you're being real to who you are, people will relax and they'll have a good time. And they don't always need to know a ton of information. We think they do, but they really don't. They like you. They trust you. And so they'll trust that you'll tell them how to do it. You know what I mean? And so, it doesn't have to be this, like, you're not interviewing why? Because you don't know what to tell them. You don't know. But when your director says, well, tell me about Susie, you're like, oh, you could go on all day about how great she is. That's your interview right there. The same thing you just told me, you'd go tell her. So, and here's the thing. When you're doing it this week, you might find like, oh, that was harder than I thought. And so that's a skill for you to become a master at, is making people feel good and telling them to their face. I love it. I love that about you. I think that's so powerful. And I just want you to know, I noticed that about you last week. And I wanted to say something to you, but you were busy. But I'm so glad I had this opportunity to tell you now, because it's just so important. And you did such a great job. And I was inspired. You guys, I'm telling you. Oh, we're going to have a whole new group next week. All right, so that's it. We're done for tonight, you guys. Remember to keep Jan in your prayers. She's not feeling so great. We love her and we missed her tonight. And so you guys maybe send her a little message, but maybe in the morning so she can get some rest tonight. And we will see you guys next Monday with your new team members.
Yay.
Have a powerful 10 days, you guys.
Thanks, Allison. Thanks, Susie.
Thank you.
Thank you.